We are looking at 4 straight away games for Chelsea this week. And these away games might be very pivotal. If Chelsea win all 4 of them, then automatically that sends a statement to the league and actually improves the motivation around the squad and how Maresca is actually going to play the team. Now, the Brentford game comes very interesting away at Brentford after an international break. So automatically you know that it's not going to be quite an easy game. But one thing I have to say is that this is one game where I expect Maresca to do heavy rotation within the squad. Now, Chelsea versus Brentford. I think Chelsea have just won 1 out of their last 4 games against Brentford, but we can talk about Brentford losing Thomas Frank, losing Mbeumo, losing Wissa, losing Ivan Toney, and this might actually be some of the things that have contributed to Brentford's decline this season. Now, Maresca had a lot to say in his press conference. He talked about the injury situation. He talked about how players like Wesley, Lavia are back in training, and even Cole Palmer, who was back in training. But he talked generally on how he's managing the games. He also talked about Reece James, saying that Reece James now is fit enough even to play 2 to 3 games a week, but he will still be managing his time. He talked about Cole Palmer, saying that they are going to train today, so they are going to assess Cole Palmer today to know whether he will be ready to start. But in my opinion, I think Palmer has been training separately, especially after his injury. Maresca went ahead and talked about Cucurella and talked about how he sees him actually developing as one of the best fullbacks in the league. Talked about also players such as Caicedo and Fernandes, who he's actually taking credit for actually improving their overall game. Now, he talked about Brentford, saying that there is no easy game in the Premier League, speaking that the Premier League is the toughest league, and that is something that we all know. So, Maresca said that this Brentford game will be tough, and therefore Chelsea will take it quite seriously. And in what I am seeing here is that Maresca is going to take it seriously, but he also has an eye for the Bayern Munich game, because the Bayern Munich game is also super tough. Now, I know very well that I've asked you to subscribe to my second channel, and next week I will start dropping videos consistently there. Link will be in the description area below. Please subscribe to that. Now, we are seeing a lot of players coming from the international break back to training. We have already seen Estevao, we have seen João Pedro, we have seen Caicedo. And once we are seeing that all these players are coming back, then automatically we know that Chelsea are returning their strong team. Now, I'm going to pick a lineup based on what I think Chelsea should actually pick. Now, in goal, I'm going to go and pick Robert Sanchez. I think he is most likely to be the one starting, and Sanchez needs to improve his positioning and his shot stopping. He has been saved by VAR of late, so he really needs to improve. And we need to get the Sanchez from the Club World Cup. The second is the back four. So we are going to see a change. In my opinion, I will start Jorel Hato at left back and Malo Gusto, but I will retain Chalobah and Tosin. Alternatively, I will not have a problem if Fofana starts ahead of Chalobah with Tosin. I wouldn't have a problem with that, because I think that we still have the depth to have a team that can get something away at Brentford. But Chelsea are also looking at that Bayern Munich game, which is going to be tough. That's why you need players like Reece James and Cucurella fit and strong. Midfield have also made a huge change. Caicedo has traveled from South America, and I've decided that because of this, let's try and have Lavia actually get just the first hour of the game. If Lavia can play 60 minutes of the game, then we can bring in Caicedo in the second half. There is no problem. But I don't know. Maresca might decide to start Caicedo and still play him in the Champions League. But in my opinion, I think Lavia and Fernandes might be okay to cover this game. My opinion. In attack, I will go with Gittens. I will actually start Gittens down the left. And then Cole Palmer will be back. And we can have Pedro Neto. But Maresca has talked somehow slightly about Cole Palmer. But I think he's going to give Cole Palmer minutes. So Palmer can start, then come out. Neto as well can start and then come out. And then you can replace them with Estevao and João Pedro and Garnacho. Leading the lineup would pick McGill. So I know that McGew has just come back, but he's one of the players who I think will be very, 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 will give a lot of energy into that game because we need a lot of energy. And I think also with João Pedro, we really need to manage his minutes as he has just traveled from South America for the international break. I will also not be angry. I will be optimistic if one of Buonanotte or Garnacho get their opportunity to start. And this just shows how Chelsea have the depth. So Maresca can even decide to start Buonanotte. You never know. He can decide to start Buonanotte and Jamie Gittens. But the main thing is to try and rotate players, especially since we have many, many fixtures. It will be prudent if Maresca rotated players, especially for his team. We're now looking at the tactics when Chelsea have the ball, when Chelsea do not have the ball, how Chelsea can look to press in this kind of game. And I just want to bring you a tactical breakdown. Again, do not forget to subscribe to my second channel. Link will be in the description area below. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Now, on paper, that 11 is going to look like this. That is according to what I've chosen. Maresca might decide to start Cucurella. He might decide to start Caicedo. He might decide to start João Pedro. So it's just my opinion how I would rotate the team for this game because I think this team has what it takes to actually get a result. Now, in attack, we can see Fernandes and Palma occupying their respective zones of the pitch, and then Lavia to be playing as the single pivot. Now, one thing I understand is that Lavia cannot do what Caicedo is actually doing by himself. So there is a way that Maresca can actually set up so that Lavia can have a partner alongside him, considering that Lavia has also had a lot of injuries. One way Maresca might do this is to have Malo Gusto playing alongside Lavia in that midfield. Though we have seen that Lavia and Gusto don't quite work well because Gusto is not quite well. So Maresca might decide to have Fernandes deeper and then decide to push Gusto onto high advanced areas down the right. That's also an option that Maresca might look to explore. We have seen Maresca preferring to use the 3-1-3-3 structure. This might also see Gusto moving into that aggressively high position with Palma, Fernandes also looking to occupy this position. So these are also other alternatives that Maresca might try to use to get the best out of the team and get the best when it comes to overloading the team from these kinds of situations. Without the ball, Chelsea might decide to settle into a 4-4-2 with both Gittens and João Pedro dropping to try and help the fullbacks, which I think that Hato is a very good fullback defensively and can actually step in and cover for Cucurella. I want to see Hato getting some opportunities in the team. I think he's a good player. And also I want Cucurella to get some rest because he's played a lot of games. Now, the main aim of Chelsea will just to be containing Brentford, but the main essence of this game is Chelsea nicking a goal earlier on into the game, then having Brentford come at them, then looking to use the counter to actually beat them. I think McGew, his space, his aggression might be enough to actually cause problems for the Brentford defenders. Now, what do I think about this game? I have picked a rotated 11, factoring in that we'll be playing Bayern Munich. But I think in this game, Chelsea might have that hangover from the international break. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 Chelsea. A scrappy win again because I think Brentford will make the game a bit difficult since they will be at home. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section area below. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and my second channel, link in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.